Hey, Rob Pincus here. It's that time of year again, and it's that time of year again in what I'm going to call a normal way. So here in 2022, we are going to kick off the 10th Personal Defense Network training tour in March. Now, the Personal Defense Network training tour really started as a t-shirt, believe it or not. Way back in 2008, I was running around the country, obviously like I had been doing for many, many years, teaching mostly shooting skills, right? Armed defensive shooting skills, close quarters, pistol use, throwing some rifle courses in there, some extreme close quarters, counter ambush stuff, all that kind of stuff. But mostly, I teach people how to shoot pistols in a way that will better prepare them to use them to defend themselves or others when they need to. And I was doing it all over the place. So we came up with the idea of a t-shirt. We just did the Combat Focused Shooting Tour 2008. There's some of them out there. They're really simple white shirts, black lettering, listing all the cities that I taught in that year. I'm all over the world. Did some teaching down in Africa that year, teaching, not like I was in the Middle East, but I was in Europe, I'm sure. And it was kind of cool, right? Just like a music tour, like a rock concert tour would do. And then over the years, the idea was, wait a minute, why don't we make it bigger? Why don't we really turn it into something? So by 2012, we decided to make Personal Defense Network the title sponsor of the training tour. And I was going around teaching anyway. Let's bring PDN in, let's do some marketing, let's do some promotion, and let's get some great collaborative partners. And those were the sponsors of the training tour. Over the years, we've also added something really important, other instructors. So it's not just me. So this year we will have 8 instructors running all over the country. We'll be at 50 different venues, over 120 classes. It's going to take place between March 15th and September 1st. Now, those of you who followed my work or follow Personal Defense Network, you're used to this. Of course, 2020, we had to take a pause. Last year was a little bit of a rebuilding year. This year is going to be the biggest and the best personal defense training tour that we've had. 10th annual, really excited about it. I've already talked about some of the sponsors. You may have seen some of the stuff I put out at SHOT Show. I'm really proud and excited to have Nemo Arms as our rifle sponsor this year. Going to be really exciting. We're going to be using their Battle Light. That's the 5.56 gun. You'll see some braced pistols. You'll see some carbines. You'll see different things in hands of different instructors on the tour. We'll talk more in a week or two about who those instructors are going to be. So keep an eye on the social media. If you're not already following, liking, subscribing, whatever, do all of that. And to include the Rob Pincus podcast at robpincuspodcast.com. We've got Winchester Ammunition, who I've worked with for many, many, many years. They've become a tour sponsor a couple years ago, so they're on board again this year. We got the USCCA. Of course, I wrote the live fire curriculum, the DSF curriculum for USCCA. They are great collaborative partners, going all the way back to about when that t-shirt came out. Before that even, I think I first started writing articles for them and working with them like around 2005. So a 15-plus year relationship with them. They're back. Primary Arms online retailer, online store, they're going to be with us. We've got some other announcements about other companies that are going to be with us. But today, I teased this yesterday, I am going to reveal the pistol sponsor for the 2022 tour. And the pistol sponsor is really important. If you look back over the tour, like I said before, I'm primarily a defensive pistol firearms instructor, right? So I teach people how to use pistols a lot, right? I've been doing it for a long time. I think we do it really well under the ICE Training Company banner, PDN, myself, the DSF program, the old Gander Mountain Academy program. This pistol fits really well, I think, with what we do, how we do it, how we approach training, efficiency, reliability being incredibly important. Of course, hand fit. We need a gun that's going to fit a lot of different people's hands, right? If we're going to put a pistol out there, it needs to be one that I think the vast majority of the Personal Defense Network audience will benefit from holding, from using, and in this case, staging for defensive use in something like this Voltec. And Canik is the pistol sponsor for 2022. Now this is the Canik METE, and the METE is going to be our feature pistol for the tour. You'll see me shooting some other ones. You'll see some of the other instructors shooting some other ones as well. This one I really think is a gun that you're gonna love if you haven't tried it already. Now, my history with the Canik goes back to the TP9. 2019, I first took a really close look at that. But even by then, I had been seeing the Canik show up in classes, seeing students use them reliably, see them use them successfully, put my hands on it. Yeah, that fits. It feels good. And obviously incredibly affordable, right? Then I moved on to the TP9 Elite, right? I tried that later in that year. And actually kind of interesting, I was teaching over in Switzerland in 2020, and my host over there, had a couple of guns in the box. And he said, which gun do you want to use for your demos or for whatever you're going to be doing during the teaching? And boom, there's a TP9 Elite Combat. I'm like, you know what? Let me take that. I'm going to use that gun. And then last year, this gun shows up in both the SFX and the SFT configurations. And I've shot it a lot of different ways. You can see my thread protectors off right now. Shot it suppressed, shot it with optics, without optics. And this gun is one that I think you should take a serious look at, especially when it comes to staging a full-size gun for home defense.
Absolutely beautiful. Honestly, it's not what I expected. I've heard a lot about them. I've heard very good things about them. The trigger though, I love that trigger.
It is a good trigger,
I
right?
love that trigger.
You're going to learn a lot more about it throughout the tour, but thank you, Canik USA, Century Arms, and Canik for believing in what we do at Personal Defense Network and trusting me and the rest of the instructors to educate you, the consumer, about what this gun is and why you might want to consider it for your personal defense handgun.